Good morning, everyone. How are we doing this morning? It took a whole lot of convincing to get Parker off my mat. And I can hear him outside the door, bumping the door with his nose because he wants to be in here. So yay us. Good morning, Nini. I'm so glad that I can connect to you here. Convincing to get Parker. Good morning, Christy. And Ruth, yay. Good morning, Isabel. So, in the description, if you've read the description below, today is day 12. We're going to work on wrist strength. And yes, that again means 12 days in a row that I put makeup on. It is truly changing times. Good morning, Wendy. Happy Saturday, Christy. So we're going to be working on poses like down dog, eastern plank, maybe crow, maybe handstand. But we're going to work through why our wrists get uncomfortable and postures that we can do that tend to bother the wrist. A lot of people are working from home right now. And granted, they already were using their computers and things at work, but now even more so because when you're not on your computer doing work, you're on your computer playing on Facebook, playing on Instagram, watching YouTube, watching me on YouTube, watching Netflix, watching Hulu, and we're just constantly like this with our phone or this with our fingers, and we start to get, there's a tendon here called the dequervian tendon, and I've had it. So it's like tendonitis, but it's the dequervian tendonitis, so that it would hurt my thumb, and that was from scrolling. Right? And one, because I had someone fall on me once and pull the thumb all the way back. But now when I go to move this thumb too much, like Instagram, this gets kind of cranky. So what are we going to do to make that feel better? We're going to stretch it all out. Jessie, I'll tell you why I've had makeup on. Because when I tried these videos without makeup, it just looked like a person and two dots where their eyes were. You couldn't see me smiling or anything. So I'm camera ready. That's why. Good morning, Petra. Aw, thank you for those nice words. Again, like I was telling Jessie when we tried the run through of it without makeup, you couldn't like see me talk. It was just blank. I blended in with the tan wall. So that was an effort just to kind of brighten your day. Good morning, Linda. I love seeing all these people. Thank you for sharing your Saturday morning with me. So again, for everybody who's joining in, we're going to be working on wrists today. So we're going to do poses like down dog, eastern plank, work into what's necessary to do crow and handstand. And I mentioned this in my classes a lot, that it doesn't matter how strong you are and that you can hold your body in handstand. This is the foundation. You're holding your whole body on just this little bit of space. And then all of that weight gets stacked on this wrist, where there's two little bones coming down into the wrist. Your radius and your ulna here. And you need to have a nice strong wrist to help tighten in, to work through that forearm so that you can hold the weight. And that goes the same thing for down dog. And then we do this work here on our computers or on our devices, and we're not taking the time to turn the wrists this way. We spend all day with the wrists this way. And so we're going to work through that. We've got a lot of folks checking in this morning. Good morning, Josh. I'm glad you joined me. It's nice that I can be with you even in virtual space. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Good morning, Amanda. I'm so glad that the children are not holding you hostage. So we're going to get into our practice and get started. Looks like everyone's checked in. And we'll do that slower warm-up to give the rest of those people who are sleeping in on their Saturday mornings to check in. So we're going to just feel those sits bones pressing down. Let the chin come to the chest. Feel the back of the neck stretch. And let the head come up, right ear, right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. Back to the center and set your intention for the practice. What you hope to gain from the practice. Lifting pelvic floor, pulling the navel in, nice tall spine. Once you find that intention and you dedicate that practice, you find your breath. I am so blessed that I get to share every morning with all of you. You're truly the reason I get up. I'm going to open those eyes, lace the fingers together. We're going to press out, lift up. Nice tall spine here. Opening through the chest, opening through the heart. We're going to release and turn to the right. Really tall spine here. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that left shoulder come down. Right hand comes up. Good morning, David. We feel that opening through side body. We're finding our breath. So wrist is something that I'm asked for a lot, especially with all of my computer programmers that come to my classes. But I have to tell you today, it is purely selfish. And coming back up, I cut out over 30 masks that I'm going to assemble and pin and sew today. Hands come out and up and turn to the left. And in spite of when we think we're trying to use both hands, we tend to be very dominant with one hand. And I am right hand dominant, so all of that cutting with my hand yesterday, and my wrists are a little cranky, and then today it won't get a lot better because I have to turn like this in my sewing machine. So we're going to stretch them out so they'll feel much more space, much more strength. We're going to let that right shoulder come down. Left hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to come back up. Back to the center. Forward folding. Lengthen it out. Feel those sits bones pressing down. Lengthen through the back body. Find your breath. 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to come back up. Now from there we're going to change the cross of those legs. And then we're just going to take the time to take the hands, put the backs of the hands down, and put some weight on them. Feeling that work, we feel the skin stretch a little bit. The forearm starts to warm up. 1, 2. Good morning, April. 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Maybe open and close this hand. Shake it out some. Right hand comes down. Left hand comes over. Nice big stretch. Opening up here through side body. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes up. Bend at the elbow, twist it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. And slowly we're going to come back up. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches. Nice tall stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to bend that knee, or elbow, excuse me, and twist it on through. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release and lengthen through side body. Slowly we'll come back up. Arms come behind. Roll the shoulders back. Open the chest and open the throat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming forward, hands come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come down as we come up. Backs of the hands come together. Roll back body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we release, we're going to put the hands together. We're going to do another wrist stretch. So we're going to take those hands and we're just going to do a figure 8. But now we're going to switch the direction. That's always the hard part, right? Nice stretch here. And maybe shake them out a little bit. We're going to put the bottoms of the feet together, tall spine. And once we get into that nice tall spine, we're going to fold forward at the hip crease. Folding forward, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back up. We're going to bring the knees up, cross the arms, roll back body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From there, we're going to change that cross, roll the back a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We pull those knees in, reach down, grab the right foot, extend that leg up. Nice tall spine here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That foot comes down, left one comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That foot comes down. We're going to drop the knees to the left. Tall spine, pushing right hip down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees back in and bounce them out. Now from here, we're going to take that palm, place it forward. Now this is a position that we're used to. So we want to take those fingers and see if we can pull them down some. Nice stretch for the back of the wrist. You feel all this tissue start to stretch. So pull it down. By manually pulling it down, it feels a little different than if you're putting weight on it. And gently release. Let's try the other side. So we pull that hand in. Nice big stretch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Maybe you have to open and close those fingers to get that stress out of those hands. We're going to lengthen forward and see if maybe we can grab those feet. Forward folding. So we lift the pelvic floor. We hollow out the belly, lengthening through the crown of the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly We're gonna come back up. Right leg comes over the left. Lengthening in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come up, foot comes next to knee, rotate to right, tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center, grab that foot, rock it out. Good morning, Neva. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to take that right foot, place it on the inside of the thigh, sitting up tall. Feel those hips. Right hand's coming down behind you. So this is going to be that first practice where you have to lift your body using your palm. We do this often, but I really want you to bring your awareness into the wrist so that full palm touches. We're going to press down to come up and lengthen. Nice big stretch, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to sit that booty right down, maybe open it, close those fingers if you need to, and then that foot comes into the thigh somewhere. Maybe it's here. Maybe that's the stretch you have today. Maybe you can lift and lower. You find what works best for you, and 1. Good morning, Becky. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release and bounce that back out. We're going to let that left leg come over the right and lengthen forward. Nice full breath here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come on up. Foot comes next to the knee. Rotate to the left. Tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to the center. We're going to grab that foot, rock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to release, place that foot on the inside of the thigh. So now we're going to use the wrist on the other side. So we put that left hand down, press and lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Booty comes right down, left foot comes into the thigh. Maybe you can lift here. Maybe you make it all the way up. Maybe the knee comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. We're going to let those legs come out. We're going to bounce them out. And lean forward. Grab those feet. Nice stretch here. Now, from here, we're going to take the hands and we're going to put them beside the body. We're going to work on a pose called staff pose. Staff pose is to help elongate the spine from the shoulders up. You're not trying to lift the butt off the floor, but to do that, you have to press down through the palms and lock the arms. And a lot of times your arm length may not be the right length, Jessie. But maybe you can put your hands here and lift. Maybe you want to put blocks here to help you lift some. Try not to come to the fists, because notice that from here to here, there's a wrist change. We don't want to change the wrist orientation. So we have the hands here. I'm trying to press down to lengthen. I'm lengthening my spine. I'm going to grab with that first digit of those fingers to kind of really grab into the floor. Chin comes to the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently lower the weight back into the glutes. Rest the wrists, which is really hard to say. And then we're going to open and close those fingers, kind of stretch that out. Now from there, we're going to do some small reclining postures so that we can get back into the wrist. So we're going to rotate back, pull those knees in, nice little rock here. Arms out to the side, going to drop those legs over to the left. Nice rotation, side body, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's bring those legs back up and then over to the right. 1, 2, where's your intention? Your focused and intentional breath. 4, 5, back to the center. Let's see if maybe we can get a happy baby. So you can grab on the inside or you can grab on the outside. It's completely up to you. A lot of people can grab the outside of their foot, and I would rather you attempt to do this posture. So you could totally grab on the inside as long as those feet get up. We're going to let that right leg come out to the side. Nice stretch for the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring that foot back in. Left one comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring that foot back in. Cross at those knees. Pull those ankles down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And change directions. Pull those ankles down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. We're going to pull those knees in. We're going to put the bottoms of the feet flat on the floor, hands by those feet. Now we're going to press down through the feet to lift the booty up. So we press down and lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to roll back down. Take a pause, windshield wiper. Nicely done. Now once we come back to that center, we're going to pull those knees in, maybe cross at the ankles, rolling up. We're going to try to make our way over onto hands and knees. Now some of you have sensitive knees. You may want to put a blanket under those knees. So let's see what we've got here. We're going to inhale up and exhale down. And I'm going to do this for just a little bit while some people are still setting up. Maybe you're still trying to move your blankets, or because you moved, your pets think you want to play. Taking a second. And we're just coming into cat and cow. Now here, we're putting weight on the hands. So we feel connected to the earth. And one more time, inhale up. And back down. Nicely done. So from here, we're going to turn the toes and press into down dog. We're going to bend and stretch those knees. We're going to lengthen through the spine, filling in the lower back. We really feel that work. We're going to grab the mat with all of those digits. Fingers. Really grab into the ground, lengthen through this body, and that's going to help activate those muscles in the bottoms of the palms to help you hold yourself up, to give the wrist a little helping hand, no pun intended. And bring those knees down. We're going to come back into child's pose and roll. Roll those hands. Good morning, George. Good morning, Leanne. So maybe you're going to put the backs of those hands down and rest a little bit here. So maybe your brain is like, well, I need this work, but my wrists still aren't strong enough. Maybe your wrists aren't strong enough to support the weight that you are. So there's a couple of little hacks that we can do until that happens. So I'm going to show you 2 props that you can use, even though I said we weren't going to use any. This is just a help. Let me step off camera here and grab this for you. So you're going to want an extra squishy mat. So you don't have to use these, but they help if you're having wrist pain and down dog. Now, I bought this when I first started teaching yoga years ago, thinking that this would help with folks with down dog. It's a block that you can buy that's called a wedge. And you can put your hands here. And that basically just helps you change the wrist elevation here. So it changes that angle, makes it a little easier. But that same thing can be done. Chances are you're not going to have one of these, but you might have an old mat. And this is what I typically do with the mats that kind of get grungy or start to fall apart, that people aren't going to want to practice anymore. I'll leave them rolled up, put rubber bands on the ends of them, and put them at the mat so that they can put the heels of their hands on this, get a little cushion, and they can come here. And because they're a sticky mat as well, they're not going to slide off your mat. So we have this chance to really elongate through the spine. We can fill in through that lower back. We really feel that work that happens just by having this mat here to give yourself a little support. And gently coming back down. So that's some options for those people who are practicing and like, you know, I really like this. I want to keep this practice because it's going to help me on my keyboard, but right now I have discomfort. Just maybe next time you practice, you can practice with a rolled mat if you have to. All right, our next posture. We're going to come into that child's pose, hands behind you. Let the shoulders be down and soft. We're going to open and close the hands here, getting some circulation into those fingers. Finding the breath. And then from here, we're going to come down onto the belly and rest. We're going to put the backs of the hands on the floor. And when we put the backs of the hands on the floor, we can let the elbows come out a little bit. We're not working on cobra just yet. We're going to try to slide the fingers towards the chest. And you're going to feel the tissue on the top. Good morning, Margaret. You're going to feel the tissue stretch some. So as you slide the fingers towards the chest, that connective tissue on the outside of the wrist stretches. It feels great. Nice work. My right hand, again, from cutting out all those masks yesterday, is a little grumpy. So the stretch feels great. Then we're going to see if we can pull those elbows back just slightly and see if we can help press the chest up. Now the wonderful thing about Cobra, you're supposed to use your chest and your back to lift, not your hands. A lot of people use their hands, but on the back of your wrists, it's going to make you feel less likely to press, which is really good. You get a gentle wrist stretch and you get your back bend. Slowly we're going to come down and release. We're going to put the bottoms of those hands down. We're going to come to table, from table to down dog, bending and stretching. We've really been working on those wrists. They start to get a little cranky, so we're going to let that right leg come up. We're going to bend open through that hip. Try not to let your shoulder spiral as you open through that hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put that right foot down. Let's switch to the other side. Left leg lifts, bend that knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And put that foot down, put those knees down, come right down into child's pose and rest. Woo, nice work. Now, we have to do more than just wrists here for that whole body to feel like it's had some work. So from here, we're going to come to table. From table to down dog. From down dog to forward fold. Really lengthening out. And then from that flat back, we come into that forward fold and inhale all the way up. Ooh, hands come down. Nicely done. Now, from here we're going to practice just a few postures, just a little bit of work. We're going to inhale up. Exhale, forward folding. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold, soft bend the knees, send that right foot back. We're going to ground that right foot. From here, we're going to cartwheel up into warrior two. Palms up. Rotate all the way through till palms come up again. Release. Rotate all the way through till palms come up. And release. One more time, rotate all the way through. And release. Hands come down. Step back to plank. From plank, knees, chest and chin. Belly comes down, soften feet. All 10 toes, tops of feet, lift the chest, open. Nice cobra here. As we let the body come down, we're going to press to come to table. From table to down dog, bend and stretch. Right leg comes forward, grounding that back foot. Cartwheel up into warrior two. Palms are up. You're going to rotate all the way through and release. All the way through and release. Last time. All the way through and release. Hands slowly come down. Step back to plank. And from there, knees, chest and chin. Belly comes down. Soften feet. Lift the chest. From there, the chest comes back down. We're going to press to table, but from table, right into child's pose. And then release it out. So we're going to sit up on the feet some if you can. Sitting on the feet might be uncomfortable, so you might want to turn the toes under or put a blanket under. Or you can come to this posture. We're going to talk for just a second. We're getting ready to fire up the forearm. So when you do this posture that we're about to do, or this prep work, you're going to feel this whole forearm start to fire up. And these muscles are what, and the tendons come around this wrist, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to be opening and closing the hands as fast as we physically can. And when you think that it's fast, you're going to go faster. So we're going to hold those arms up above the head, and we're going to start to pump those hands. So we're going to open and close, open and close, open and close, as fast as you can. Open, 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 open. Faster, 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 faster. 1, 2, faster. 3, maybe come up onto your knees now. 4, faster, 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 faster. 5, we put those hands down, come right into down dog. You will not even begin to believe the amount of strength you just gained in your forearms, hands, and wrist. You feel much more secure. You can lengthen through the spine, filling in lower back. We're always focused on our breath. We're always focused on our intention. Lifting pelvic floor and pulling navel in. 3, 4, 5. We're going to put those knees down. Come right back. Child's pose, hands by the feet. Now from there, we're going to come up. So that was a lot of work, and we want to change the back of the wrists and how we stretch them. So we're going to come to table. And so from table, we're going to take the back of the right hand and place it down. Fingers in. We're going to take the back of that left hand, put it on the floor. Fingers in. Nice big stretch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to gently release the right, release the left. We want to get those shoulders to travel past the middle finger. So you would like your shoulders to extend so far forward that they're past that middle finger. 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring the shoulders back over the wrists and lean those shoulders to the right. Lean those shoulders to the left. And back to the center. So this posture tends to be very challenging for a lot of folks. We're going to take this right hand and we're going to spin it to the right until the fingers point back towards the knee. We're going to take that left hand and spin it around till the fingers point towards the knee. So we feel that wrist, and you're going to feel one forearm that definitely feels a little crankier than the other one. So we're just hanging out here a little bit, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to unwind that right hand, unwind that left hand. And then see if we can slowly come back down into a child's pose and let them rest. So it's at this point, again, where the wrists are tired and we have to do something a little different to give them a chance to take a break. So we're going to inhale up to table, from table to down dog, and from down dog, we're going to step to the front of the mat. We're going to lengthen through the back here, and then forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands come back down. Hoo-wee. Walk it out. Feel temperature and texture under the bottoms of the feet. And we're going to start a little flow where we can stand on our feet and give our hands a break. We're going to inhale up, exhaling forward fold. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding, soft bend those knees, send that right foot back, grounding that right foot. We're going to cartwheel up into warrior 2. Now from here, we're going to let that right hand come down, left hand comes up. So this is exalted warrior or reverse warrior. We want to feel that lift in the pelvic floor, pulling the navel in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that left elbow come down. Right arm dangles for a moment. And then it lifts, opening that shoulder up towards the sky. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's revolve that around. We're going to bring that right elbow around, placing it on that left knee. Nice rotation, looking at that left elbow. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We let the hands slowly come to the floor, come to the ball of that right foot, stepping back. From here, knees, chest and chin, belly comes down, soften the feet. Lift that chest up, opening through the heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the chest comes back down. We're going to press through those hands to come to table, from table to down dog. Right leg comes forward, grounding that foot. Cartwheel up into warrior 2. Back hand down, front hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right elbow comes down. Left arm drapes and then lengthens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that left elbow rotate around. Put the palms together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let those hands come down. Come to the ball of that left foot as we step forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding. Inhale all the way up. Hands come down. Nice work. All right. So our next posture that we're going to work on is we're going to work on some prep for crow. Now, crow, arm balance is completely different workout. But we have to have those hands ready. Yes, we have to work the core and the body and this compression and psoas as well. But the hands, the foundation, is what sets up that arm balance. So we start to come into that posture by just being in a squat. And when you're going to work on crow, you want to learn to be able just to put a little weight on the backs of those arms, pressing the hands down. So I like to practice that by just rocking forward, put a little weight. So you notice here that you can see that my shins are pressing on the backs of the elbows. Even though the elbows are out wide, it's more pressure than normal on the hands. And then what I want to do is I want to try to push my body back with my hands and my arms, so I push off, right? So that's what we're doing. We're building that strength. So we lean forward, in, and push off. Okay, let's try that again. We come forward, we have weight, push the weight away. One more time. Down, push, push that away. And so as that gets a little better, then you can allow your weight to get higher. And the higher the butt comes up, the more weight comes down into those wrists, right? Because a lot of the weight is in my feet right now. So I'm going to lift up. I'm going to bring those feet in a little bit, and that's going to just help me change where my knee placement's going to be on my arm for now. So I'm going to put those hands down. I'm going to come up onto the balls of my toes. I'm going to let those knees come out like a frog so that I can touch the backs of my arms, my triceps. And I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to put some weight on my hands using that first knuckle. And then I'm going to try to push back, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm leaning. I'm not trying to come into crow. I don't want it bad enough. I want my hands to be strong. I want my wrists to be strong. So I put weight on the backs of those arms and just kind of hang out. That's all I'm doing, is just building that up. And then I'm going to push back. Maybe you let your hands rest. And then we'll try it one last time. And if you have a crow in your practice, you can go ahead and do that. Again, we'll have a whole arm balance and handstand practice. This is just to see what's working for you today. Maybe you haven't ever done crow before, and you want to know, well, what is crow? How am I using those hands? What's happening? Where's my breath? All of those things. You just practice just a little bit. Grabbing with those fingers. You can put those toes back down, push. Forward fold, let those wrists rest. Where's your breath? Maybe let your head hang. Shake the head, no. Shake the head, yes. Nice work for those wrists. And then from there, we're going to come back down to those knees, soften those feet, right down into child's pose, and rest. Opening and closing those hands. And so I know that wrist gets a little tired here. So we're going to let the backs of those wrists stretch one more time. and gently release. So another time that we use our hands like that, we put all our weight in, is when we're doing handstand, not just an arm balance. And we can practice doing handstand using the wall. So we're going to just turn this way and extend the butt out. We did this a couple of days ago when we worked on our headstand and we worked on shoulders. I am going to try to do a down dog, essentially, or a half handstand on the wall. I need to know how far away to be from the wall. So where my heels are is where I'm going to place my hands. So I kind of mark that out with my fingers, do this little rotation here. There's the heels of my hands. So from here I'm going to do a down dog, and I'm really close to the wall because I'm only leg distance from the wall, right? So I'm going to bend my foot and put my foot up. Now I'm not going to go this high. I don't want to be higher than my butt. It's going to be about this high. And then I let that other one come up. And I try to only have my feet hip height. Straight arms, broaden the back. You can lift and lower those fingers, really grabbing with those fingertips. Filling in lower back. You're still lifting that pelvic floor. So you're pulling the pelvic floor towards your navel and the navel back towards the spine. And you're building some strength here. In the wrists, in that shoulder girdle. Nice full breath. When you're ready to come down, come down. You can step one foot and then the other. You put those knees down. Come right into child's pose. Rest it out. Open and close those fingers if you like. And then from here, we're going to come back down to our mat, sitting on our booties. That's hard work. It really is hard work. We're going to take the backs of the hands, stretch them a little more. As we come back up, we're going to grab those hands, we're going to lace them together, and we're going to do those figure eights again. And change directions. And we're going to put the backs of them together. So this is that last posture before we get ready to come into our Shavasana. And the last posture we're going to do is Eastern Plank. A lot of contraction happens in back body, but you rely on your wrists to lift you. And what's very interesting about this particular pose is a lot of people have this hard time turning their fingertips towards their glutes. So we're going to extend those legs. We're going to turn the fingers in towards the rear end. Okay? We're leaning back just a little bit. We want those shoulders to be over those fingertips. Now, as we lift, we're going to try to let those feet come down towards the floor the best you can. So we're going to apply some pressure, lift the glutes, contract back body, really lifting up, looking up towards the sky, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let the booty come right back down. Rest the backs of those wrists. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicely done. We're going to bend those knees. We're going to roll back. Pull the knees in. Nice rock here. Check in with your body. We're going to then put those feet down on the floor. Nice windshield wipers here. You can extend one leg and then the other. And then maybe a little wrist circle as you settle. Opening, closing those hands maybe. Maybe today you, instead of letting your hands be here on the floor, maybe you put the hands on your belly. You can absolutely use props at home if you'd like pillows under your knees, maybe a rolled hand towel under your neck, but not your head. Nice full breath here. We release the back body down to the floor. Top body down on back body. We release the feet, the ankles, the shin and calf, the knees, the thighs, the glutes and pelvic belly. Releasing lower back and navel, mid back and solar plexus, shoulder blades and heart. Where's your breath? Feel connected to the ground, through the floor. As those shoulder blades flatten and the heart lifts, we're going to let those collarbones lift. Lengthening the neck and softening the jaw. Now you can continue to lay here on your beautiful Saturday morning. That's when we're practicing and filming this today. And just continue to hang there on the floor if you'd like. Maybe it's morning practice for you, so your belly's starting to grumble, so you need to get up. So we begin to move those fingers and toes, moving through our side bodies. We pull one knee and then the other up to the chest. Maybe you rock from side to side after you get the knees into your chest, feeling that back body wake up. And then slowly we roll to the right side of the body. We slowly make our way to a comfortable seated position, and as we all are making it upright, we slowly just let the head turn to the right. We're checking in with the neck. And let the head slowly turn to the left. Again, checking in with the neck. And back to the center. Hands come to the heart. We remind ourselves of all the amazing things we have in our life to be thankful for. We send out love and kindness and compassion to those who need it. Going to end the practice today with an Om if you're comfortable. Inhaling. Bowing forward in respect, namaste. Peace be with you. Go safely. And thank you for joining me this morning as we practice. I really appreciate all of your support, all of your comments, all of your messages. I am so blessed that I can stay connected with you and strengthen you as you strengthen me during these times of crisis. If you like this video, share it with friends and family. You can find it on Facebook, and you can find me on YouTube. Please do me a favor and go to YouTube and subscribe. There is another Michelle Pugh, but she is Ozzy Osbourne's mistress and hairstylist. So it'll make it easier for others to find me if you go and subscribe. Thank you. Have a glorious day. Mwah.